Very interestingly say we. It's a very, very strong term. People usually try take credit like I ideated or I was running the campaign. That's a very, great quality in a leader to have.
Thank you.
And when you put it across, your team feels that. So now you say you are a team of 13. So you grew from 2 to 13. So
Yeah.
how was the team building? Is there anything you do apart from the conventional techniques to manage the team? How do you support the talent? Do you have a diverse talent?
Yeah, as you say, I do say we a lot because I couldn't do 90% of what we do without the team. And Ben Kinnett, who's our GM, he's been with the business for 9 years. Cedric, who's our head of design, he's been with the business for 7 years. Jan, head of business transformation, he's 4.5 years. So a lot of the team have been with us for multiple years. So I'm very lucky in that regard because it gives consistency to the clients. One of the complaints that we hear about other agencies is, my account manager was changing all the time. I never knew who I was going to be with. And I think a lot of other agencies obviously put their team under the pump, and that leads to burnout. Pre-COVID, we were all here, one big happy family, although Ben runs a second office up in Kingscliff, which is about 800 kilometers away from here. But we have very much tried to maintain what I would say a family culture. Over the years, one of our team decided that she wanted to go back to France, but she didn't want to leave the business. She was French and had been working here for 2 or 3 years with us. Went back to France, started working remotely. She wasn't client facing, so we said okay to that. And then a few others of the team sort of said, look, I'd like to go and do that as well. I'd like to do digital nomad. So we've now, I think we have, apart from our team through Uplers, we've got 3 other people that are working remotely and traveling the world and going to exotic islands and all over the world, but still maintaining the relationship with our clients and still maintaining it with us. We always put the client at the center of everything. And when you're all over the place in terms of your colleagues and your team, it makes for some tricky time management, and we make it work.
You have a couple of people that are on remote and
Yes.
They are spread across the globe. Do you have any success stories which can say that they have been on remote, they have been performing, and it has caused some kind of substantial change into the way you've brought in, the way they have communicated, or the way you have built it up?
Client facing, when you want someone to be in the room, like an account manager or a strategist, I think it's important you've got somebody in the room there. For the execution of the campaigns, we're also used to Zoom. We're carrying out this meeting now on Google Meet. We're also used to having meetings now on screen. So we do bring in, for instance, Puneet, if we need to talk through some SEO outcomes or some technicalities, then we'll bring Puneet in. Same thing with Marie, the young French lady I was speaking about. She'll come through and she'll talk about the paid social media side of things with the client. If you've got the right attitude and you turn up every day, and we don't want to be micromanaging anyone, let alone people working remotely when you can't have them in the room. So look, I think whilst we're building part of the team here, we're still looking to build more people that can support, the execution of the work remotely. That's key for us, because there's some very smart, talented people all over the globe that we can work with that can bring their expertise, to the actual doing. So they're not client facing. It's not like we have to sit there next to them in order to get the most out of them. Setting KPIs, I think, is really, really important, so that the whole team knows exactly what each client's results are. A 90-day plan, a 30-day plan. The whole team needs to know the North Star for each client. And so I think that is what keeps everybody on track, whether we're hitting that North Star or going past it or not hitting it. But at least we all agree, the client agrees, the team agrees, management agrees, this is our goal. And so you're either hitting it, you're smashing it, or you're falling short.
So, like you mentioned, that you're working with a few more remote, talents. Do you think when talents come with, good remote best practices, right? When they're trained for that, does that help you overall in the, managing such remote talents? And is this something that you'd expect? So, for example, at Uplers, we do carry out such remote best practices sessions with our talents. Do you see a difference, or are you able to see that, okay, that adds value?
I spoke with Nital about this when he was in Sydney, I think a year or so ago, and he took me through the process
Yeah.
that you take your team through before they come on board, and I was very impressed with that. I think that's a really important point of difference, and again, that trust piece, knowing how stringent your requirements are to bring people in under the Uplers brand. So yeah, I'd have to say yes. I think that gives me peace of mind as a business owner, or if I was a marketing manager or somebody looking to bring on remote support, that definitely gives me peace of mind.